First we sniff dry water all the way up. The cups need to be nice and full. Also very important, the water temperature is at 200 degrees Fahrenheit and wet. At the 4-minute mark, exactly at the 4-minute mark, after you poured the first amount of water inside the cup, you're going to break the crust. And then once you've broken the crust out of the 2 cups, you're going to scoop the crust off. And then you're going to wait until about 8 minutes, and that's when you're going to start actually tasting. Each coffee gets its own rinsing cup, very important so you don't contaminate. Okay, so you might be wondering, when I taste the coffee, I slurp so hard just to explode the coffee through my mouth and get an accurate understanding of what the coffee has to offer. This is pretty common when you cup coffee to do so. Classic Ethiopian, super clean, very tea-like, very floral, super sweet, complex, nothing crazy though. The decaf, on the other hand, I like it. I just wished I had developed it a little more. But this is why it's important to test out some at different stages of development. So a little differently than last time, what I did with these coffees is I stretched them out all to 14% instead of 16%, because the previous 2 coffees that I had roasted, they were just developed a little too much, and I think that they could have benefited from developing a little less. In this case, with these coffees, I've roasted 50-gram samples of each 4 times, so 4 batches each. Normally, if you have enough coffee to roast and you're sample roasting and you kind of want to get an understanding of the coffee that you're working with, maybe you stretch it out at different stages, one at 13%, one at 14%, one at 15%, and 16%. Because I'm going to take this coffee and I'm going to pull shots of espresso with it, I kind of wanted it to be at the same wavelength, so I all stretched them at 14%. If you're not familiar with what grade 1 means for Ethiopian coffees, they get graded based on their visual defects, on their cupping, highest obviously being grade 1, the one that presents the least amount of defects, both visually and when you cup. I did not change the profile that I used on the Akawa. It's always going to be the Espresso Sample Roast 1, I believe it was. A lot of profiles that are on the Akawa, they usually tend to stop anywhere in between 5 to 6 minutes, which can work in some cases. I just feel like with the Espresso Roast 1, the coffee has time to develop properly, which is what I like personally. Need to open up the grind size. Nothing is coming out. All right, big 2. Oh, there we are. Much better. Oh, got to do a little better job of distributing the coffee. There we are. Ah, better than before though. I am going to add a little more coffee. Instead of 19 grams, I'm going to shoot for 19.5 to 19.6. I'm going to open up the grind size slightly, make it a little coarser. It is slightly on the salty side, so there is a little bit of improvement that can be done to this shot. But overall, it's a really good shot of espresso. Shot looks really nice. Boom. 38 grams out, 28 seconds. Better, much better. Very deep body. Kind of heavy for an Ethiopian, but I guess that's mainly because of how I pull shots of espresso. A lot more balanced, very sweet, super complex coffee. Let's see how this goes. Womp womp. I'm gonna make this finer. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right now, I only made adjustments to the grind size. When pulling shots of espresso, when even making pour overs, cold brew, French press, whatever, whatever method you can think of, always adjust one variable at a time. Don't make multiple adjustments, because then you don't know which adjustment was the one that actually did the trick. So in this case, I adjusted the grind size. If the grind size doesn't work well enough, then obviously I can resort to adjusting the dose, the water temperature, the actual brew ratio. Right now I'm going for a 1-to-2 brew ratio like always. I'm doing 19 grams in, 38 grams out. These Breville machines, this is a dual boiler. It has about 5 seconds of pre-infusion, which I think you can adjust. But it's obviously going to make a drastic impact on your shot of espresso. Oh, a little shorter than what I would wanted. If I would have gone to 38, probably it would have landed at 28 seconds. This one landed at 27, but all is Gucci. Wonderful crema, wonderful shot of espresso. Super floral. Very, very sweet. Oh, look who's here. Come here. Hi. Anyways, very nice shot of espresso. I'm very pleased with this decaf. It's a beautiful decaf. Definitely something that I would want to sell. A little crackery, but that's my fault. I should have developed this a little bit more. Like 16% to the minimum. This was a little bit more detailed compared to the previous two sample roasting basics that I released. High five, high five. Moving forward, it is going to be like this. I want to give you guys as much as information as I possibly can. If there's anything that I missed that you guys want to know, leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you at the next episode of Sample Roasting Basics. Goodbye.